Hello students. So in the last class we have discussed about the phylum Aschelminthes and the Annelida. So next we will move to the another phylum, that is Arthropoda. Okay. So far you have seen so many different varieties of insects, right? So almost all the insects it belongs to the phylum Arthropoda. Okay. So it is also known as the largest phylum in the animal kingdom. It is one of the largest phylum in the animal kingdom. Okay. So what do you mean by Arthropoda? Arthropoda. Arthro means joint. Poda means legs. Arthro means joint. Poda means legs. They are commonly known as jointed leg animals. They are commonly known as jointed leg animals. Okay, it includes 80% of known species comes under this phylum Arthropoda. Okay. So it is one of the largest phylum in the animal kingdom, and it is represented by prawns, crab, spider, scorpion, millipedes, centipedes, and the variety of the insects. So almost all the 80% of the species are known in this phylum, and maximum it includes the insects. Okay. So again, insects it may be useful as well as the harmful insects. Fine. So another important is that you can see that the Arthropoda it is seen in almost all the habitats. Okay. Either you can see them in the aquatic form. Again in aquatic both fresh water as well as the marine water. Then some of them are in the terrestrial form. Some you can see the aerial form, and a few are the parasites. Okay. So these are the some just a description of the phylum Arthropoda. So next I will move on to the what are the characteristic features exhibited by the Arthropoda. So first comes the grade of organization. So again here you can see that the Arthropoda they exhibit organ system grade of organization. Okay, organ system grade of organization. So again here you can see that all the organ systems are well definite and they perform their functions. They are well developed and they perform their own function. Okay. Next second comes the body symmetry. So again here Arthropoda they exhibit bilateral symmetry. They are bilateral symmetrical animals where the body can be divided into two equal halves from the anterior to posterior axis. Next comes the body covering. So again here you can see that in case of Arthropoda generally the body it is in the form of a chitinous exoskeleton. Okay, it is in the form of chitinous exoskeleton which sheds at the intervals, and the process it is known as the ecdysis. Okay, the shedding of the exoskeleton it is commonly known as the ecdysis, and in some you can see that exoskeleton it has got the deposition of the calcium. Example is the crabs. In case of crabs, the exoskeleton it is in the form of deposition of the calcium. So that's about the body covering. Next comes the body wall. So again here phylum Arthropoda they are the triploblastic animals which are made up of three germ layers: outer ectoderm, inner endoderm, and middle layer is the mesoderm. Okay. So these are the three germ layers where you can see in case of the phylum Arthropoda. Okay. So what are the characteristic features? First comes the grade of organization. They exhibit organ system grade of organization, and they are bilateral symmetrical animals. At the body it is covered by the chitinous exoskeleton, and the body wall is they are the triploblastic animals. And keep in mind Arthropoda is the first largest phylum in the animal kingdom, and they are commonly known as jointed leg animals. Fine. So these are the some of the characters. So next we will move on to the remaining character. Okay. So next we will move on to the another character, that is the body cavity. So again here Arthropoda generally they have got true cilium, that is the body cavity is present between the body wall and the alimentary canal. Then apart from this here in case of arthropods, the body cavity around the viscera contains colorless blood which is known as hemocoel. Okay, hemolymph or hemocoel. Fine. Then comes the body division. So again here you can see that it is generally the body is differentiated into three parts. One is head, thorax, and the abdomen. Head, thorax, and the abdomen. In some cases, you can see that the head and the thorax is fused, and it is called as cephalothorax. In some cases, head and thorax is fused. It is known as cephalothorax. Okay. Next comes the digestive system. So when you are arthropoda, the digestive system is complete with the mouth and the anus. Then apart from this, they have also got different the mouth is provided with movable appendages, which is commonly known as mouth parts. Again, this mouth parts they are adapted for different feeding habitats, and the digestion is intracellular. You already know what do you mean by intracellular and the extracellular. Okay, so what happens here? The digestive system is complete with mouth and the anus, and have got well developed different types of mouth parts which are adapted for different mode of feeding habitat. Then the digestion is intracellular. Next comes the respiratory system. So again your respiration it occurs generally through body surface, but in case of aquatic form, that is in case of aquatic they have got gills as respiratory organs, and in case of terrestrial form they have got book lungs. Some like for example scorpion, they have got book lungs as in respiratory organs, whereas in case of insects they have got trachea as the respiratory organs. Right, different animals they have got the different respiratory organs, book lungs, trachea, and whereas in case of aquatic form they have got the gills as a respiratory organs. Okay. So what type of body cavity the arthropod have? Arthropoda they have got true coelom, which is present between the body wall and the alimentary canal, and the body cavity around the viscera contains colorless blood, that is hemolymph, and it is also called as hemocoel. Then the body division, it is differentiated into three parts: head, thorax, and the abdomen, and in some cases head and thorax it is fused, which is known as cephalothorax. And the digestive system is complete with the mouth and the anus, and the mouth is provided with movable appendages, which is commonly called as mouth parts. Again, the digestion is intracellular. Next comes the respiratory system. So again here respiratory system generally it occurs through the body surface, whereas in some cases like for example in aquatic form they have got gills as a respiratory organs. In terrestrial form, in case of scorpion they have got book lungs, and in case of insects trachea are the respiratory organs. Okay. Okay, so next comes the circulatory system. So again in case of arthropoda, the circulatory system is open tank, and it consists of dorsal hand and the colorless blood. Okay, the blood is colorless. So here in case of arthropod the hemoglobin is absent, so due to that reason they have got the colorless blood. Okay. So next comes the nervous system. So again here arthropoda it consists of pair of cerebral ganglia or the brain, and consists of pair of subpharyngeal ganglia which is arising from the dorsal ventral nerve cord, and which extends along with the ventral of the body. So generally here you have to keep in mind it consists of cerebral ganglia and the subpharyngeal ganglia. Okay. So nervous system in case of arthropoda it consists of pair of cerebral ganglia and the subpharyngeal ganglia which are arising from the dorsal ventral nerve cord and extends along the ventral body wall. Okay. So next comes the excretory system. So again here the excretory structures are Malpighian tubules, and in some cases it is maxillary, antennal or the coaxial glands. Okay. So these are the different type of excretory organs which are present in the arthropoda. One is the Malpighian tubules, and in some cases you can see that maxillary glands, antennal and the coaxial glands are present. Okay. So next comes the reproduction. So again here in case of arthropoda the sexes are separate. Fertilization is external in few aquatic form, whereas it is internal in majority of them, and the development is indirect or the direct with the larva stage. Okay, so just we'll have a glance once. In case of arthropoda, the circulatory system is open type and the blood is colorless, and the nervous system, it consists of brain and the subpharyngeal ganglia and cerebral ganglia and the pharyngeal ganglia. Then excretory system consists of Malpighian tubules, coxal gland, maxillary gland and antennal gland. Then when it comes to the reproduction, sexes are separate. Fertilization is internal or external, and the development may be direct or the indirect to the larva stage. Okay, so these are the characteristic features of phylum Arthropoda. So next we'll see the classification of Arthropoda. Okay, so next, so far we have discussed with the general characteristic features of phylum Arthropoda. So next we'll move on to the classification. So Arthropoda, they are classified into 6 classes. Okay, so first comes the Oncophora, second is the Crustacea, third one is the Chilopoda, fourth is the Diplopoda, fifth is the Insecta, and the sixth is the Arachnida. Okay, so these are the 6 classes. So again here they include different species. Okay, we'll see the example. So class 1 Oncophora, it includes example Peripatus, and the class 2 is the Crustacea, example is prawn and the lobsters. Class 3 Chilopoda, example is centipedes. Class 4 Diplopoda, example is millipedes. Class 5 Insecta, example butterflies, silk moth, mosquitoes, cockroach, etc. So you can give any examples for that. And the class 6 is the Arachnida, example is the spiders and the scorpions. So again here you can see that it includes both useful insects as well as the harmful insects. Useful like honeybee, which is used for the extraction of the honey, like silk moth, which is used for the extraction of the silk. Fine, like insects. So these are the useful insects, whereas harmful, which are known to cause the diseases, or they are also commonly called as vectors, like for example cockroaches, mosquitoes. Fine, they are known as the harmful insects. So almost all the insects, it comes under the phylum Arthropoda. Fine. So far we have discussed about the phylum Arthropoda. So keep in mind, Arthropoda is the largest phylum in the animal kingdom. It is also known as the jointed leg animals. Fine. That's about the Arthropoda characters and the classification. So hope it's clear. So next we will move on to the another phylum, that is the phylum Mollusca. So okay, next we'll move on to the another phylum, that is the phylum Mollusca. Okay, phylum Mollusca, they are commonly known as soft body animals, and it is the second largest phylum next to the Arthropoda. Okay, so Arthropoda is the first largest phylum. So next to the Arthropoda is the Mollusca. It is known as the second largest phylum in the invertebrates. Fine. So Mollusca, they are the second largest phylum among the invertebrates, and it is characterized by this soft body, justifying the name Mollusca. Okay. So next comes here, you can see that generally this Mollusca, they are represented by the species by shells. Generally they are covered by the shells like pearl oysters, snails, cuttlefish and the devilfish. Fine, these are the members of this phylum Mollusca. Then majority of them are marine. Now you can see them, they are seen in the marine habitat, and some of them are seen in the freshwater form and few of them are in the terrestrial form. Okay, almost in all the habitats you can see either it may be the marine or freshwater or the terrestrial form. Fine. So these are the just outline of the mollusca. So when we move to the silent features of the phylum Mollusca, first comes the grade of organization. So again here phylum Mollusca, they exhibit organ system grade of body organization, where you can see that the organ systems are well developed and they perform the definite body function. Next comes the symmetry. So again here they exhibit bilateral symmetry. So all the molluscans are bilateral symmetry. A few, like for example snails, they exhibit asymmetry. They are asymmetrical animals, but majority of them are bilateral symmetry. Next comes the body wall. So again here the body wall, they are the triploblastic animals which are made up of 3 germ layers. outer ectoderm, inner endoderm, and the middle mesoderm. They are the triploblastic animals. And next comes the body cavity. So again here you can see that they have got true coelom. So generally here the body cavity, that is the coelom is present, the true coelom is present between the body wall and the alimentary canal. Then apart from this, here the body cavity around the viscera, it contains a colorless blood which is known as the hemolymph for the hemocyte. Okay. So that's about the general characteristic features. So what type of organization they exhibit? They exhibit organ system grade of body organization. They are bilateral symmetrical animals and some are asymmetrical, and they are the triploblastic animals and they have got the true coelom. Fine. And it is the second largest phylum in the animal kingdom, and they are commonly known as soft body animals, where you can see that they are found in all the habitats like fresh water, marine water, and few of them are the terrestrial form. Okay. Okay, so next we'll move on to the body division. So in case of mollusca, generally they have got soft body and what they are unsegmented. Okay, and it is differentiated into three distinct regions. So generally you can see that the body is differentiated into three parts. One is the anterior head and the dorsal visceral mass and the ventral muscular foot. Okay. In the previous phylum, we studied that the body is differentiated into head, thorax, and the abdomen, where head is thorax is fused and it forms the cephalothorax. Right. Whereas in case of mollusca, here you can see that the body is differentiated into three distinct regions. One is head, that is anterior part is head, another one is the visceral mass, and ventral is the muscular foot. Okay. Then here you can see that the head is rudimentary in few molluscans. Rudimentary means they are reduced. Okay. So that's about the body division. Next comes the mantle. So again now you can see that it is one of the important characteristic feature of the mollusca, where the body of the animals, it is covered by the fleshy fold of skin. Okay. So generally the body, you can see that it is covered by the fleshy fold of skin, which is called as the mantle. Okay, so again here the space which is present between the mantle and the body, it is filled by the fluid which is called as mantle cavity. Okay, just imagine this is the skin and here you can see the mantle, and the space between these two, it is filled by the mantle cavity. Okay, next is the shell. So again here shell, it is the protective exoskeleton covering of soft body. So shell, it is a protective exoskeleton covering of the soft body. So here in case of molluscans, they are generally characterized by the soft body. So for that they need some protection. So for that protection, instead of exoskeleton, that is exoskeleton only, it is modified in the form of the shell. It gives a protection to the body. Okay, and it is calcareous in nature, means it is made up of calcium carbonate. Next comes the foot. So again here you can see that it is having a muscular structure. The foots are having the muscular structure and they are modified, or they have got the different functions. Either it may be the creeping or burrowing or swimming. Next comes the digestive system. So again here you can see that the digestive system is complete, and the buccal cavity, it is characterized by the rasping tongue. Okay. This you have to keep in mind, the presence of the rasping tongue with transverse rows of teeth, which is known as the radula. So again here will be asked for 1 marks. Define radula. Radula nothing but they are the transverse rows of teeth which is embedded in the buccal cavity of the molluscans. Fine. So that's about the digestive system. So digestive system is complete and it is characterized by the rasping tongue with transverse rows of teeth, which is known as the radula. Then the muscular foot, presence of muscular foot is a characteristic feature of the mollusca. Shell, foot, and the mantle. So far these three we have did not see in the previous phylums, but these are the characteristic features of the phylum mollusca. Significant features you can say. One here, the body is divided into three parts. One is head, visceral mass, and the ventral muscular foot, and the presence of mantle cavity. And the shell, the skeleton, it is covered by the shell. Then comes the foot, which is meant for creeping, burrowing, and the swimming. And the digestive system, again here in the digestive system you have to keep in mind one the rasping tongue and another one is the radula. Okay, so next we'll move on to the other characters. Okay, so next we'll move on to the respiratory system. So again here mollusca, they will respire through the gills. In the aquatic form, they have got gills as a respiratory organs, whereas in case of terrestrial form, they have got pulmonary sac or the lungs as the respiratory organs. Okay, pulmonary sac or the lungs are the respiratory organs. In aquatic form, gills. In terrestrial form, pulmonary sacs or the lungs are the respiratory organs. Okay, so next comes the circulatory system. So again here in case of mollusca, the circulatory system is open type. Okay, they have got open type of circulatory system, and here you have to keep in mind the heart is three-chambered with two auricles and one ventricle. Okay, heart is three-chambered. It's made up of two auricles and one ventricle, and the blood has the respiratory pigment which is known as the hemocyanin. Instead of hemoglobin, in case of mollusca, it is made up of hemocyanin. Okay, copper pigment, we'll say generally. Okay, so next comes the nervous system. So again, here nervous system, it includes three paired ganglia. One is cerebral ganglia, pedal ganglia, and visceral ganglia. So this you have to keep in mind. It will be asked for 1 mark. Name the three pairs of ganglia present in the mollusca. One is cerebral ganglia, pedal ganglia, and the visceral ganglia. These are the three types of ganglia which are present in the mollusca. And what about the excretory system? So again here excretory system, they are metanephridia. Metanephridia are the excretory organs produced by the mollusca. Next comes the reproduction. So here in case of mollusca, sexes are separate and the fertilization is internal or external, and the development may be direct or indirect. So again here indirect development, it includes the different larval stages. Okay. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is internal or external. Development may be direct or the indirect. So again here indirect development, it includes the larva stage. Fine. So just we'll have a glance. What about the respiratory system? So again here respiration in case of aquatic form it is by gills, and in case of terrestrial form it will take place by lungs or the pulmonary sac. And the circulatory system, it is open type with three-chambered heart, two auricles and one ventricle. And the blood, it consists of respiratory pigment which is known as the hemocyanin. This you have to keep in mind. Then the nervous system, it is made up of three paired ganglia. One is cerebral ganglia, pedal ganglia, and the visceral ganglia. Then the excretory system, it includes the metanephridia. Then reproduction, sexes are separate, fertilization is internal or external, development may be direct or the indirect. Fine. So these are the characteristic features of the phylum Mollusca. So next we will move on to the classification. Okay, so next we will move on to the classification of the mollusca. So again here in case of mollusca, they are classified into 6 classes. So class 1 is the Monoplacophora. Example is Neoplana. And the class 2 is Polyplacophora. Example is Chiton. And the class 3 is the Psychophoda. Example is Dentallum. And the class 4 is the Pelecypoda. Example is Unio. And the class 5 is the Gastropoda. Example is the Pila. And the class 6 is the Cephalopoda. Example is the octopus. Fine. So total how many classes? 6 classes. One is the Monoplacophora, Polyplacophora, Psychophoda, Pelecypoda, Gastropoda, and the Cephalopoda. Examples: Neoplana, Chiton, Dentallum, Unio, Pila, and the octopus. Fine. Just you have to keep in mind the class name and the examples. So that's about the phylum Mollusca.